Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, hi, I am Kira and welcome to my little corner here on YouTube. I'm taking the rest of the week off after this video. I'm super excited for that. Unless I have like an unboxing I'm going to be doing, which I don't know when anything's coming. But the scent of the week is this Luminescence Lemon Lime. You can get it from Dollar Tree. It comes in like these little duos. I just used the lemon one this week. And Kai's tablet came today, by the way, you guys. Or it came yesterday, actually. Last night. But anyways, I'm going to be rating all of Jeffree Star's palettes that he's ever released. From his first palette to his most recent palette, which is the Pink Religion palette. So I will be doing another one of these when he has another palette release, which I'm hoping is soon. But anyways, I rated it on my phone and everything like that, so I will probably be posting this video probably tomorrow, which is crazy. I have a lot of Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes, but I don't have every single one that he's ever released. So I am rating them on usage, I'm rating them on, you know, the reveal, the packaging, how it was recepted, the things like that. So the number one palette for me was the Beauty Killer palette. And the Beauty Killer palette, for me personally, I liked it because I actually haven't ordered it yet. I was literally about to order it, and it was sold out on his website, so I'm waiting for it to come back in stock so I can order it. But anyways, I have a lot to say about this. Personally, aesthetically, I love the packaging of the Beauty Killer and the Androgyny palette. I like packagings like that, that's super sleek and thin and skinny and is able to fold back over. I love products, like I love palettes that are able to do that. Also, I think it was extremely smart of Jeffree Star to combine his music career with his YouTube career by making the first palette be the Beauty Killer palette, which was off of his music. So he was able to transition from the music to the YouTube. And honestly, it was the first palette he ever released, so that set the stage. So it's kind of like if he decided never to release that palette, what would we have today? Who knows? And he does actually have an outstanding eyeshadow formula. I love his eyeshadows. I love them. Another thing about the Beauty Killer, it was $45, and I liked it because it's very versatile in a way of you can buy that and then go purchase a couple ColourPop Super Shock shadows, just like a couple here and there, whether it be neutral or more out there ones, or whatever your favorite brand is of single shadows. Jeffree now has single shadows, but at the time he didn't. And I really feel like you were able to put $50 in an eyeshadow product with the eyeshadow palette and then a couple other eyeshadows from ColourPop or something like that, and really be versatile and not really have to get another eyeshadow palette from any other brand. My hubby is updating me on our car situation. We have ants. But anyways, I really feel like for somebody who is a beauty lover and wants really good products, but might not be super obsessed in collecting beauty products, or just doesn't want as much as what I have right now, or even half of what I have, then it was a good idea because they were able to get neutrals and they were able to also have colorful looks. And that is why I rated Beauty Killer the first. Alright, so second palette. The number 2 palette is something I actually have. I have 3 of these. It is the original Blood Sugar palette. I watched the reveal when he first revealed this originally. And all in all, I do think that the Blood Sugar was a really big launch for him. It definitely set the stage for his products. So this is the original Blood Sugar palette. It came in the white unicorn, and it looks like this. And the packaging itself was just super iconic, not only for his brand, but for other brands at the time. And this is what it looked like. Oh my god, it smells amazing still. I love a lot of these products. Colors. I actually am going to get Cherry Soda in the single because he has it in the single, but I already ordered Cavity and I have Glucose in the single. I want Candy Floss as a single, but I don't think they have it. Sorry. So the shades that are in the mini Blood Sugar palette, which I have and I use and I love, is Glucose, Sugarcane, Ouch, There is Candy Floss, and then there is another shade that is just exclusive to the mini, and it's called Wisdom. And I can't remember. Sweetener is in there. Prick. I know Coma is in there. And I can't remember the other one. I think maybe Extraction's in there. I don't know. But this was very iconic for its time because he was able to create a palette with the pigmentation and the beauty of like a regular eyeshadow palette, but he did it in a vegan formula, which is kind of why people were kind of like, if he can do it, why can't other brands do it? So Blood Sugar is just super iconic, and I think it's just known all around throughout the YouTube world, and that's why I had to put it in number 2 spot. Number 3 is Thirsty. And this is the Thirsty palette. This was the 4th palette he released, the one that came after Blood Sugar. Kai is playing with my dad. This is the unit carton. I put this as number 3. This is actually discontinued, which I don't know why it's discontinued. I put this as number 3 because personally, this was the first Jeffree Star Cosmetics product I ever purchased whatsoever. And this is just so beautiful. I love the neutrals. I love the pops of colors. And he's never ever done this formula ever again. And I wish he would because it's very beautiful, very blinding, and very metallic. And I just love the thin packaging of this. And I just don't understand why it was discontinued. I love it so much. Like, I've loved it so much. This, again, was the first product I ever purchased from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I purchased this before the Blood Sugar palette. How crazy is that? Alright, what was number 4? What did I rank as number 4? Okay, Orgy. I ranked number 4 as the Orgy palette. I don't have the Orgy palette, the big one. It's in the mail. I haven't gotten it yet, but I wanted to go ahead and just do this video. Because even though I haven't received all of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes, I can still talk about them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the mini Orgy palette. I have a love it or hate it on this, which I don't know if it'll be, it probably won't be up before this. I put the Orgy palette as the number 4 palette because of the fact that it is full of neutrals. And again, for the aesthetic of it, you could get the big palette and this little mini palette, which he doesn't sell this one anymore on his website, but Beautylish does. That's where I got mine. So you could have any matte you wanted and these as well, or you could even go to ColourPop. I love ColourPop. They make a lot of beautiful products for very cheap and expensive, and you could not spend that much money on your eyeshadow collection. Again, just like with the Beauty Killer, you could have the big Orgy, the mini Orgy, and probably have all the neutrals you'd ever need in your life. Like, I'm pretty sure my sister would love having this and the big Orgy palette. She'd probably never purchase another eyeshadow palette ever again, just from how big they are. I mean, she still has an eyeshadow palette that I gave her for Christmas like a couple of years ago, and she loves it. I feel like this is going to be super controversial, but the number 5 ranking I did was for the Pink Religion collection, or the Pink Religion palette. I haven't purchased Pink Religion just because I really want the Sacred Glass highlighter palette, so I want to get the bundle, the $100 bundle of the palette and the highlighting palette, and I just haven't taken that bite yet because it's really, really expensive, but I do love pinks, and I love Jeffree's formula, and I'm very, very excited to have the Pink Religion palette in my collection when I do that order. Because I'm sure that the formula is going to be amazing, and I'm going to love it, but as an aesthetic line, I am Christian. I do love the whole look of the Bible, and the unit carton I think was very, very unique, and I was super excited for it. Alright, number 6 I kind of feel is going to be controversial also. But number 6 I ranked as the Cremated Palette. I love marble stuff, so I love the packaging on this. The unicorn is just amazing. I have the marble makeup bags. My mom took the original white marble one, but this is the Cremated Palette. This was very controversial when he released it, but again, I love marble, and this is what the Cremated Palette looks like. And just for any aesthetic purposes, like, honestly, this isn't something that, like, I don't feel like a lot of people are going to gravitate towards this, because it is gothic, more gothic. So, you would definitely have this in completion with another palette. he has the single shades, Angel of Death, Diamond Ashes, and Afterlife. I plan to purchase all 4 of those for my big 24 pan palette that I ordered. It's the 20. I'm so happy he came out with the Z palettes, and I'm so glad I got a Z palette in the 9 pan Z palette in my mystery box, because it did open me up to the idea of Z palettes, which I was never open to before. So super excited. I have my Z palette right here, which we'll talk about. I did order the big 24 pan eyeshadow palette. So I forgot to put this on the list, so I just kind of like ranked it as 6.5, but this is actually the 7th rank for me, and that is the Blood Sugar Anniversary palette, which of course I talked about Blood Sugar and how iconic it was. For earlier this year, you can't get this anymore. I don't think from his website. I know you can't. He took it off, but I think you can get it from Beautylish and Beauty Bay if you're still curious. He switched up the unit carton and the packaging. And the reason I put this so low is because I actually think that he changed the formula in these, because they actually aren't as vibrant as they are in the other one. It could always be the white around the white packaging, but I do think that it was changed just a little bit. And that might not be a bad thing, because I do love Jeffree's palettes. I'm not going to use this. I will never swap. I might do a comparison with the two one day. I don't know. I don't use my 2 blood sugars because I just love having them stood up next to each other. Like that. I usually just use my mini blood sugar palette. So, yeah. That's why I put that so low. And I didn't get the cavity palette. I wanted to, but then I decided, I was like, I don't really think I'm actually going to use those colors. So, number 8. Number 8 is beautiful Blue Blood, the sister to the Blood Sugar palette. I have all the Blood Sister palettes, so I can show these to you. This is the unit carton. I love the unit carton for this. This is Blue Blood. You can see it has the diamond facet where it comes out a little bit, and it has the iconic clasp. And this is Blue Blood, and he actually has this in a single shade, which I actually am purchasing with the Pink Religion collection or palette. And he has Cullinan. I will purchase Cullinan. He has a lot of these shades in his singles now, which is awesome. I have Power right here, Wealthy, and I think Priceless in my Z palettes. And I've used it before. The reason I put Blue Blood so low is because personally, I don't think, again, it's kind of like with the Cremated Palette. You get this, it's an expensive palette, and you are going to have another palette accompanying it, because I highly, highly, highly doubt you will be using blue eyeshadow every single day, and there's just not that many neutral shades in here. Of course, there is this Crystal Flesh one, and there's Celebrity Skin, but I don't really feel like this is a palette that will give you a lot of neutral looks. So I definitely feel like if you had this palette, you would still have to have another palette to accompany it, because I just don't feel like blue is an everyday type. Like, I just don't feel like an all blue palette is something that everybody is going to want. Again, because, like, for every day. And at the time, it was a really sought-after palette because we wanted more blues, and Jeffree definitely perfected the blue eyeshadow for other brands to follow, because he is an indie brand, which gives him a lot more leeway than brands that are in, like, Ulta and Sephora. But, again, it's blue. Alright, number 9 in my list. I'm actually kind of sad I threw the unit carton away. I wish I still had it. But it's Blood Money. This released last year when I'm filming this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to post this video tomorrow. So this released around this time last year. And I don't really like I think that that's really weird. But anyways, this is Blood Money. And I really like Blood Money. He has this shade right here, Black Card Limit, in a single. I am purchasing that. And I even thought about purchasing the Emerald Estate one. He has a few shades here that are now in singles that could totally get. But again, this just like with the Blue Blood palette, like, of course I feel like I can create more neutral looks with this. I just don't feel like this is a palette that can give you versatile looks, and his palettes are super expensive because of how amazing quality they are. They are really good quality. Alright, number 10 is the Jawbreaker Palette, and I don't have the Jawbreaker Palette, but funny story, in researching for this video, I went ahead and rewatched every single launch video Jeffree Star did with all of his palettes in a row to see the quality get better and better and better and better, and originally I wasn't going to buy Jawbreaker, but I've actually added it to my list of things to buy. But anyways, I have a couple shades from Jawbreaker in my little, well, I have one. It's this shade right here. I purchased a few shades from Jawbreaker. I haven't gotten them yet. But this is Gumdrop. It is in the Jawbreaker palette. And I feel like I need it now. I don't know why. It's very, very colorful. And again, it's something that, like, a lot of people, like, probably purchase because it's Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And it's definitely something that you will need to accompany other palettes with, but I really want the Jawbreaker palette, and I went back and forth with getting the Mini Breaker palette. I will be getting the Mini Breaker palette for the shade Foreplay and the shade Oral in it. Those shades just call to me in so many ways. I'm going to actually put this Z palette right here, because I'm going to talk to you guys about it later. Alright, next is, I'm sorry, the Bloodlust. I love the unit carton. I mean, the man did wonderful with the packaging of this. Like, all of his packaging. Like, I keep a lot of his unit cartons, except for Blood Money. I wish I kept it. I don't know why I didn't, because I'm a hoarder. But anyways, this is Bloodlust, so I'm not gonna lie, I was not interested in this when it first came out, and I'm still not really interested in it. I got this because I wanted all of the Blood Sister palettes. So this was actually like the last one I purchased. Like, I purchased all the Blood Sugar palettes, the Blue Blood, the Blood Money, and then I purchased this. But the packaging on this is just amazingly beautiful. Like, the man did amazing with this. I'm not a big fan of the hexagon though, to be completely honest. I mean, and I was watching Smoky Glow. Smoky Glow's video is actually what inspired this. If I can remember, I will link it down below. But this is the inside of the Bloodlust palette. It looks like this. And something that she said, a couple things actually, I'm going to quote her. There is not a lot of purples in here. There really isn't. And when you put it next to the Blue Blood and the Blood Sugar palette, which were the two palettes that came out before this one, you would expect an all purple palette, right? But no. And again, the packaging is just really weird. And she said that Jeffree Star actually had a recipe for success. And that was to make a trunk with a clasp and call it a blood palette, and it would have sold a lot better. Or I think this did sell out, but it would have sold a lot better. Probably would have stood up against time a lot more in the long run. I do kind of wish that he had kept the trunk idea for this palette, but again, the packaging on this is so beautiful, I cannot complain. But it is out of the 4 blood sugar, or the 4 blood palettes, that is my least favorite. Alright, number 12 is a palette I own, but I don't own at the same time. I paid for it. It is actually being shipped to me currently right now. It shipped yesterday, and that is the Androgyny Palette. I was actually going to purchase the Beauty Killer Palette because, in my opinion, I like the Beauty Killer Palette a lot better than the Androgyny Palette. But it was sold out. So, yeah, that sucks. Anyways, Androgyny. I like the packaging on Androgyny. That's all I like on Androgyny. The colors, I just don't speak to me. They never really have, honestly. And I only got it because I wanted most of Jeffree Star's palettes. There's 2 more palettes that I'm going to talk about that come after Androgyny that I will not purchase and I can't purchase. And that is the Alien palette is the next one. It is number 13 on my list. So Alien came out in the end, I think around like December or in the holiday area of 2018. So the same year of Blood Sugar and Thirsty. And you guys know I put Blood Sugar and Thirsty very high on my list of ranking Jeffree's palettes. I'm gonna get Bloodlust out because I kind of need to reference Bloodlust. So Alien is kind of big like this. And I think that he tested the waters with the Alien palette for this palette. And I don't like this because, one, Jeffree's always been about traveling, being able to travel with your palettes. I don't feel like you can travel with this, or even the Alien palette. And the Alien palette is really weird. I watched his reveal again today because I went through all of his reveals. And I love the story about it, is that he said, like, his grandfather called him his little alien after he shaved his eyebrows off, and it was an ode to his grandfather. I love the story behind it, and I do think the colors in it are very, very beautiful. I really liked that Moonrock shade. I really wish that he would take the singles of the Alien palette and put them, or the eyeshadows in the Alien palette, and put them in his artistry singles collection, so that way people can still get some of those colors, because my husband is actually obsessed with astrology and planets and stuff like that, and I have my own idea of having my own makeup brand one day if possible. I would love to. And he and I want to do a space collection because he loves space. Our son's theme was space. Well, Kai's theme was space when he was first born, because that's what Brandon really liked. And I've kept all of Kai's space themed stuff because Brandon really likes it. But the packaging on Alien is just really, really weird. I watched it when he released this palette, and I wasn't interested then. I'm more interested now, but it is discontinued. And I do think that he actually discontinued the Alien palette in the preparation for this palette, which is the Blood Money palette, because this is all greens, and Alien had a lot of greens and neutrals in it. I think that had he done different packaging, just because square packagings is what calls to me. If he had done different packaging, I think that Alien would have called to people more. And again, I'm going to reference Smoky Glow's video, and she says that the Alien palette is actually the most decluttered palette she sees from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Alright, last palette. The least palette I've ever been interested in, and that is the Conspiracy palette. I love the trunks, and I've actually thought about getting the Conspiracy palette just because of the fact that it is a trunk. And I love the color black. But aside from that, I hate Shane Dawson with a burning passion. I don't know what it is. I don't like Jeffree as a person either. I'm just gonna say it now. I think they're horrible people. But Jeffree knows makeup. This man knows good makeup. He knows good formulas, and he is not gonna steer you wrong with some shitty crap. But my big thing is that I don't want to put money in Shane Dawson's pocket. I think I am actually going to purchase the Conspiracy palette just for the fact that it is a trunk. So I am going to put that in my list of palettes to purchase, or products to purchase from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So I have like 4 more orders to do from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Holy crap. I have a problem, people. But I just don't like Shane Dawson. I've never liked Shane Dawson, even when he was doing his Jeffree Star series. I think that Shane Dawson is the one who gave Jeffree Star a lot of power within the beauty community, and what turned the beauty community, personally, over the past few years, into a very, very dark place. And I think that, honestly, personally, Dramageddon 1 and By Sister, or Sistergeddon, those situations were very much manipulated by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson personally, because Jeffree Star made the win with Dramageddon 1 because of Shane Dawson's series. They tried it again with the Sistergeddon series, or the Sistergeddon one, and it worked for a little bit, but I mean, now where are they, to be completely honest? Like, I've never watched Shane Dawson. I never will watch Shane Dawson. I think the only video I've watched of his is the Conspiracy Palette's release. But aside from that, I mean, they had fibers. Like, if I can find the video, I think it's in Smoky Glows, but they actually found fibers in the Trisha shade, which is a beautiful, beautiful metallic pink, which is one of the reasons also why I want that palette. But it's very, very sporadic. The colors are very weird, which is kind of a theme for Jeffree Star Cosmetics when you think about it with the Alien palette, the Bloodlust palette. Like, yes, he has a theme, but at the same time, it's also really, some of them are really, really weird. Even with the Jawbreaker palette, I was not interested in the very pigmented neon colors of Candy. But after watching his swatches and stuff like that, like, I actually really, really like it and really think that I could do a lot with that in my pro kit, which is honestly one of the reasons I want it is for my pro kit. But yeah, I probably will end up picking up Conspiracy probably last because I still want to pick up Pink Religion, Beauty Killer, Jawbreaker, and then Conspiracy. Pink Religion is in my cart right now. I'll probably get Jawbreaker next if Beauty Killer is not back in stock, and then Beauty Killer, and then Conspiracy. But I want to go ahead and talk now about the Z palettes. So this is the 9-pan Z palette. He has it for sale on his website, I think for like $8 or $9. Such a good deal. I got mine in my mystery box, and I actually have the 3 shades that are going to go right here. They're in transit, and I also have purchased the 24-pan palette. So I will have both of these. These go in my everyday and my pro kits. I absolutely love these. These are, this is Wealthy and Priceless. This is, I think, Sweetener. No, this is Snack, and that's Sweetener. And I purchased, and that's Gumdrop from the Jawbreaker palette, and this is Power from the Blue Blood palette. But I did purchase Cotton Candy, which I will put right here. Bubblegum, which is also from those two are from the Jawbreaker palette. And I picked up Cavity, which is from the Blood Sugar palette. The man knows eyeshadows. And I definitely think, honestly, if you are looking at all these palettes and you're like, well, which one do you recommend the most? I recommend these Z palettes the most, to be completely honest. The Z palettes are really, really goodly priced. You know, if you're not really into makeup, I would get this 9-pan palette. I'm actually thinking of purchasing the 9-pan palette for my sister and just getting shades that she would use and having that be a Christmas gift for her. Or if you are more into palettes, you can get the 24-pan and get a bunch of different shades, have 24 pans, and have your own big custom Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette. And his formula is just top notch. But you don't have to put the artistry singles in it from his brand. You can do any brand. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Please like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!